We recently closed another chapter of Banned Books Week in the United States, but free speech is an issue of year-round importance. And right now, joining us this morning, we have a live interview with Associate Professor Melissa Dennis, who heads the research and instruction for Ole Miss Libraries. Good morning, Professor Dennis.
Hi, good morning.
Why do you think it's important to remember the fact that certain books have been banned in the United States in the past?
Well, I think it's important to see what books are challenged and banned every year. The American Library Association's Office of Intellectual Freedom has promoted Banned Books Week every year since 1982, and bannedbooksweek.org has a top 10 challenged books list every year with titles and reasons for the challenges and bans. And this information allows librarians and educators to see what books are being produced by authors and what people want to remove those books from our shelves.
So are there any circumstances when you think it would be appropriate to ban a book? And if you do, what would those be?
Actually, I don't. Books are purchased for schools and libraries by educators who are trained to do those exact jobs. They select every book with a purpose to fill a need. And schools and libraries don't typically have extravagant book collections or budgets for that, and they're not usually fully staffed. So despite the fact that some people may think that people are buying books just to have a different agenda, that's not the case. So knowing all of that and how our books are cataloged and meticulously organized, it would never occur to me to ban anything. I can choose not to read it, but I shouldn't be able to say that no one else can read this. And by banning a book, that would mean removing it from everyone's access, and that's something I don't agree with.
So what are some of the more common reasons books are banned today and are banned today and have been banned in the past? Are people of all kinds of political persuasions inclined to support book bans from time to time, you would say?
Well, books are challenged more frequently in the past couple of years than we have seen in many decades. And when a formal challenge is made, the person making that complaint will submit a reason why. And the most common reasons that books are challenged is because they feel that it is unsuited to a specific age group, meaning that it probably has profanity in there, or it has been identified to be sexual content, or maybe violence, or we're seeing a lot of LGBTQ themes. So the most typical type of person to challenge a book is a parent wanting to remove something from a school library, or a patron just wanting to remove or relocate something in a public library's teen or children's section.
What kind of impact do you think banning books has when it comes to removing or reducing certain topics from public discourse, and can such censorship efforts actually have the opposite effect?
Well, a casual acceptance of book banning is absolutely detrimental to a free society. Civil discourse can only thrive when we are allowed to express our viewpoints through experience and education. So removing books that are just different removes the chance to have that understanding and learn, because it removes the opportunity to have that conversation altogether. And this past January, a school in Tennessee banned Art Spiegelman's graphic novel Mouse, which won the Pulitzer Prize in 1992 for that author's creative retelling about his Jewish parents' experience with the Holocaust. And later that month, Forbes reported that the sales of that classic graphic novel had skyrocketed 753%. So in response to current pressures right now to ban books in schools and libraries that would target teens, the Brooklyn Public Library provides any teen in America a library card that will allow them to access all of their ebook collections, which includes a significant amount of challenged materials. So I think, yes, the people that complain about certain books in libraries tend to draw attention to those books that may otherwise have not been on someone else's radar, and now it encourages more people to read them.
Well, thank you so much, Professor Dennis, for joining us this morning. That's all the time that we have, but thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.